Croeso, the 1927 Club. Welcome to the 1927 Club. Tonight I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Rhys David Evans. How the devil are you, sir?
Absolutely buzzing tonight. Absolutely buzzing. Voice is gone. Well, I think I see the time earlier. I was like 5 past Argyle. So, can't complain.
No, what a performance, but good day, wasn't it? Fair play.
Cracking.
Can't complain about that. Can't complain about that at all. So, how have you been, bud? Obviously, I've seen you Wednesday.
Seen you Tuesday, wasn't it? Morning. Yeah, seen you today as well.
Yeah,
before we start, I want to say everyone associated with this podcast, from the presenters, the fans, everyone likes to send their regards to Steve Bruce, who sadly lost his 4-month-old grandson in the week. So all our thoughts and prayers, with Steve Bruce as well. It's sad news.
Yeah, it just seems to be something all the time, doesn't it, at the moment? Like I said, thoughts are with his family and things. And, was it Tuesday or last weekend? I think we mentioned about the Bristol City manager. It's just, it's a cruel world we live in, but at times, doesn't it? And it just puts things into perspective.
Exactly. And football's a cruel sport sometimes as well. The fans can be cruel, but I think times like this, I think you see fans come together and I think that's what fans get a bad name, but when stuff like this happens, you really see real fans and they support for the football world, honestly.
Yeah.
Devastating news for him.
It is. So, yeah, like I said, thoughts go out to his family and his friends. We pass on our best wishes. So let's delve right into it then. I don't think anybody going to the game today would have anticipated perhaps what they've seen. Somebody messaged me earlier and said that he thought he turned up at Man City's ground. I said, why was that? Because you've seen so many empty seats. So, but yeah,
to be fair, Kanga looks like Erling Haaland, doesn't he?
Yeah, if you count shooting balls into Rose as a goal, perhaps, yeah.
Oh, the less said about him, the better.
Yeah. So obviously arrived at the ground fairly early. I know we had a quick catch up this morning. Lots of the Green Army about this morning, wasn't it? Fair play. They travelled up in numbers. They sold their full allocation. And, we had a quick chat with a couple of fans who travelled up 6:30. They left this morning. Fair play to them. Yeah, they did seem confident. Yeah, they did. And I think we asked them about the Rooney situation, didn't we? And what the thoughts were around that. And they were a bit hesitant at the beginning, but they kind of warmed to him. That might have changed after today's game, but yes. It's a long old season. It's a long way to go, but I'm just glad we put a performance in today for 90 minutes. That's the first time we've done it this season. And it just goes to show what we can do, when we try to play football.
I say we actually looked fit for 90 minutes as well today. We have not looked fit enough to do a full game this season. I think today we looked fit, looked sharp. It's a bit tired legs out there after 60, 70 minutes. It was expected, but overall I thought we looked a lot fitter than we have done, which is a massive issue for us start the season so far.
Yeah. So just before we dive in and we'll start talking a bit more, I'm just going to dive into the comments. Good morning from New Zealand. Fair play. Thank you, Gary, for tuning in.
We've gone global, it looks like.
Paul Howells, thanks for tuning in. Oh my God, what a performance. At long last, we've seen what we knew was there. Congratulations to Omar. A brilliant all-round display of excellence. Done wonders for our goal difference as well. Paul, evening fellas in chat. Great 3 points from the lads and ready for Rhys's rant. We want 6. Rhys's mum is in the room. Good evening, Lorna. Evening, Evan. And evening, Jason Jones. Oh, there's another Paul in the good morning from Los Angeles. We're all flying in,
We are global, fair play.
Yeah. All good, yeah, all good. So what was your thoughts when you've seen the initial lineup this afternoon? Should we go on?
At first I was a bit not concerned, but I seen the middle two, Turnbull and Robertson. I thought, right, it's a bit attacking, which is what we want. Most teams, when they play with a two, they have a ball-winning midfielder, someone who's going to get stuck in, do the dirty work. I thought the way Plymouth passed the ball, I thought we might lack that today. You proved me wrong with that, mind. Again, I was very disappointed with the bench. I won't lie, I was very disappointed with the bench. It's nothing against like a Kanga and stuff, but we've seen it now. Ruben tires teams out, and he was just looking in for 70 minutes, put a bit of pace on, with a bit of someone runs the channels on, someone who can run in behind the lines. I thought again we're lacking that a bit today, so I was really disappointed with the bench. I would have liked to see Kapakia on there, and again it would have been the perfect chance, wouldn't it? It was
Randolph
home game, but yeah, a bit. I was also surprised, man, because I thought it's one of those. Obafemi is a big, strong lad. He's got a bit of pace behind him. And I thought he would definitely target Chambers. He would bully him a bit. He would run in behind him. I thought maybe that would be an issue. But overall, I thought it was a good line. I was surprised seeing Turnbull start, though. I wouldn't lie. I was surprised. I thought we've not seen Turnbull for the last 18 months. I was shocked to see him start.
Yeah. So let's recap and let's go through the lineup. Jack Anick in goals. Perry NG. I'll read it out and then we'll come back to it, right? Yeah. So Perry NG right back, Gutas, Chambers, O'Dowda, Turnbull, Robertson, Tanner, Colwill, El Ghazi, and Robinson. So my first thoughts were when I seen the team was obviously O'Dowda, was Bagan injured, because I honestly thought Bagan had done fairly well for the couple of games he came in. And I wanted him to have a bit of a run just to build his confidence as well. Like I know O'Dowda can play there. He's proven that. He's played there for us when obviously Bagan was injured or was away and things. But I thought he'd done a decent enough job today at left back. O'Dowda, he's so strong, looks so strong running with the ball when he's going forward, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think if you look as well, at the Bullet last year, it was the opposite side. So NG would look for the overlap, or NG would push further forward and go further up the field, and the middle man would drop deeper to cover the right back position. It seems how he's staying back a bit further, while O'Dowda on the left-hand side is pushing on now, and he's looking for the overlap with El Ghazi. And to be fair, I thought today they linked up really well today. He did look off the boil a bit on the attack, O'Dowda did mind. But other than that, I thought them two linked up really well on the left. I do think that's a big area, mind, we're lacking a bit of strength in, because Collins looks okay when he plays, but he never looks like a standout top chap, left back. Big, and he's impressed the last few games he played, but I think we do need to strengthen that area, because you don't really want to be relying on a winger to play left back every week for you. But again, I can't complain with him, the performance. Oh, I think Matthew's dropped out a minute. Don't know what's happened there. But yeah, so 6-0, fantastic. 5-0, sorry, fantastic. Should have scored a few more. Don't know if he can come back in, or if I got to drop out. 2 seconds.
I'm back. Apologies there. There was issues with the internet. I think my internet crashed somehow. I've tethered in through my phone now at the moment. So can you put a comment in there if anybody can still hear us? I'm back in the room, just waiting for Reese to rejoin. And then we'll get cracking again. But if you can hear me, if you can see me, can somebody put a comment in the chat? Evan, top man. Thank you, buddy. Paul's back loud and clear. Awesome. Reese is back as well.
I don't know what happened there.
I don't know what happened there. I think my internet have dipped out, so I've just started tethering through my phone. So, yes, the joys of going live can't be written, can it?
To be fair, that was worse than Plymouth's defence today. That was so.
Yes, but yeah, we're back in the room. We are back in the room. So I can't remember where we were. I think I was naming the team So I think we pretty much named the team, and we was talking about O'Dowda and Bagan. I thought O'Dowda played well today. What was your thoughts?
I thought he did well. He linked up with El Ghazi really well, looking for the overlap. And you could see when he was running in behind, the right back was unsure what to do. Track the runner or stay with El Ghazi. And I think, to be fair, he tracked the runner, so El Ghazi would cut inside. Or if he stuck with him, the ball went down. That's why I thought they linked up really well. But really happy with his performance today. Yeah.
And then obviously we talked about the midfield Turnbull coming into the side. I think it was documented before kickoff that Joe Rawls was out injured, and I think listening to the manager's press conference after the game, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. There's no chance of him being fit for Tuesday. And obviously CO had picked a knock up on international duty. He might be back for Tuesday. But yeah, I know you mentioned earlier about Turnbull, but I thought he put in a really solid performance considering we haven't seen much of him, and when we have seen him, I haven't been bowled over, but I didn't think he looked out of place at all today, and I thought he done really well.
The link-up play was really well. I thought some of the stuff he was doing, the positions he was finding himself in, the little pockets of space, I thought was really well. I thought overall, I think all of them did a good job, to be fair, today. There was 11 men on the pitch, and I thought each one of them stood out. I thought that we had an issue, I think, the same thing happened with Bristol City, where the first 10 minutes of the game, we struggled to get into it. Obafemi went clean through, should have scored. I think if he did score, that's a different game we're in then. Luckily, he missed, and all of a sudden that sort of kicked us off, and it did. We sort of picked ourselves up and got playing, I think. But
I think the first 10 minutes could have gone either way. There was a couple of not clear-cut chances, but both teams looked dangerous on the counter-attack for me. And we just managed to get a not lucky goal. It was a great finish by Robertson, wasn't it, in fairness. Great to see him run over towards his family who were up in the stand. Uncle Gav was there watching him today.
I see the picture Rob posted as well, Uncle Gav was in the stands, fair play.
Yeah,
I thought.
Did they give him man of the match?
I'm not sure who was officially given it, but for me, I was saying earlier, he reminds me of Steve McPhail back in the day for me today. He was dropping deep to pick the ball up off the back four, turning into space, dictating play, running through the lines. I just thought he was absolutely outstanding today. And this is something we've lacked for so long, that position there, really. And to see someone like that just stand out there again, take the ball, want the ball, and just, you can see the Rubens feeding off him. He can stay further forward. But the first 10 minutes, I thought we sat deep, a bit too deep for my liking in the first 10 minutes. We were camped in our own half, shifting side to side, no one really pressing. Again, they had that chance and they missed it, thankfully. And after that, then the press sort of came on a bit slowly. The press was there. We started pressing them outside of their own half end, and I thought we started looking stronger as the game went on, especially in the first half.
Yeah, definitely. So let's do Wales Online's job, Ed, and let's rate the players, the starting or whatever, and we can obviously discuss about the players and the impact they had during the game as well. And do you fancy doing that?
Yeah, happy with that.
And then obviously the guys in the chat, if you can, obviously if you agree or disagree, if you want to put your own in there, please go ahead. We encourage as many of you to get involved as we can. The more comments we can see, the better. So we'll start with Jack Anick. From my opinion, I don't think he had much to do. I know what you were going to say, so I'm going to let you say that, because obviously you said it to me previously.
Yeah.
But I think he only had 2 shots, so they were both straight at him. So I'd say he was a solid 7 out of 10 for me. You might back that up a little bit higher, because I know what you were going to say. So do you want to give you a verdict?
8 out of 10 for me. It's hard for a keeper when there's no shots at you, but I thought when the shots did come, his concentration was there, and it was that I thought, sometimes a keeper can do nothing for 90 minutes, and when the ball comes to him, they panic it up in the game. So I thought, first of all, concentration levels are high. One thing I'll say is he commands that back four so well. I was showing on the ball just to keep an eye on him, because he was screaming to Gutas, he was screaming to NG, he was telling what he wants them to do, where he wants them to be, close him down, get stuck in there. I think he was just so well. The one thing I do like about him, mind, is when you see Hova, I think, goals, all he does from the kickoff is pass it to Gutas. That's all he does. Alec today, sometimes when he needs to be, he does lump the ball up, and he does target the wide. I think fans don't notice that sometimes. I thought he was doing a good job. Really happy to see him be captain. I'm really happy to be captain. He looks like a leader. And again, commanding our back four is something we've lacked from a keeper for a while. And I see a vocal presence there. And I think you just need that calming. You need a calm presence when things have been going bad for us lately, like some of the results have. You need someone behind you to give orders. I think the defenders are a bit more relaxed with him behind them. They don't make the same mistakes. They're not as sloppy. I thought for me, Alec was a solid 8 out of 10, so I'm really happy with him.
Can't fault that. Evan had put a comment in, so just be interesting to see your thoughts on this. And I think I had a chat with you before we come on here. Passing is a bit worrying from him. He always waits until he gets closed down. I think that's the whole idea of playing out from the back, though, and is trying to commit people.
Well, what you try to do is you try to draw an attacker out to close it down. So when you do pass the ball, it makes a space in the middle. So like if it goes to Gutas, you got Robertson coming deep there and to pick the ball up, and there's a pocket of space for him, so you can turn and run on. I think it's that. It does worry me, I won't lie, how long it takes for it, but I'm more confident with him there than I would be with Hovat there. So I'm not too panicky. I think most keepers try doing it. I'm not a big fan of it personally. I think a keeper's job should be to keep the ball at the net, not be an outfield player sort of thing. But the idea is to draw an attacker, and then when they draw the attacker, it creates a space in behind them for a pocket of space for like Turnbull to come in, Robson to come in. Where issues do arise though is if the opposition can see this and they put 3 men forward like Swansea would do to us. They would put someone on NG, someone on Gutas, and someone on Alnick. So then all of a sudden the panic gets in and they just lump it along and you're turning the ball to them, they recycle it and they attack again. And that's the panic. But I think with Alnick, he can see when that happens. He just needs to lump it along a few times just to get up the field, just to give us some breathing space. So I'm not too bothered by that. I'll accept it.
No. As I mentioned, I think I mentioned it earlier and before we went live, that playing from the back for me gives me, I'm going to have an heart attack in the family stand one day, I think. I shouldn't joke about that, really. But, yeah, even that today, I think we looked so much more confident. I thought the link-up play between the midfield and Ruben Colwill and Ollie Tanner, especially, I thought both of them were outstanding. I know I'm going off tangent now because we'll get to them. But yeah. So we'll move on then to Perry NG. I'll let you go first this time.
I'd give him a solid 7. I thought the first 10 minutes he looked a bit ropey. He did his part to get a player sent off, I thought. If I am to us, I'd be a bit upset with that. I'd be a bit disappointed. I thought
with the sending off for the challenge.
I know he put his hands towards him up here. For me, I think he did go down a bit easy, but again, it's a smart thing. If it was our player who got sent off, I'd have been a bit upset. I thought a yellow card and I was speaking to would have been enough. But again, it helped us, so I can't complain with that. I thought it took NG a little bit of time to grow into the game. When he did, he looked okay. He looked solid. I'd give him a solid 7 today. Didn't do many mistakes. Didn't do nothing wrong. Nothing wrong really. Did his job to get a man sent off. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. I would have given him a 7 out of 10. I don't think he's backfiring on all cylinders, but he's definitely getting there, and he's starting to build back towards, obviously he had Player of the Year for the last 2 seasons for us, and he's been outstanding. And everybody's thing, their dip in form, I think it's been quite evident that he has had issues with the manager himself, I think, and perhaps he kind of up tools, which, that's not gospel or anything. That's just looking from the outside in type of thing. But yeah, I'm just glad he's starting to put some performances together now, and he's looking like the old Perry NG, I think. There's
a question from Paul in the chat. It is about, did NG kick the ball at the player, or was he passing someone? From where I was standing, I was about the canter. It looked to me as if, as he's trying to clear his lines, the ref blows the whistle.
Yeah.
I think, I don't think he was purposely kicking at the player, because that's a yellow card if that's the case, and so early in the game, the first half. I think the ref, as he's kicking it away to clear his lines, the ref's blow in, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was a bit of they call it shithouse read, don't they, in football. Soon as he put his hands to him, he threw himself on the floor. I'd like to see it in football, but it benefited us today big time, I thought.
Yeah. And I thought the player who got sent off, I can't recall his name, but I thought he looked quite dangerous. Yeah, Sissoko, that's him. I thought he looked quite dangerous on that left-hand side there.
A lot of trick, a bit of pace to him as well. I thought it looked like Tanner just pulls him back a bit, and I thought, oh, might get a yellow card here. And then with a kick, I thought, it might book NG. But to be fair, the ref didn't give nothing towards us. So I thought, fair play.
Yeah. Gutas come under a bit of criticism at the start of the season, in and out of the side. But again, he's another one who I thought was outstanding today. Really solid at the back. And yeah, I'd give him a 7.5 out of 10, I would.
Agree with that. I thought his reading of the game again today, it's so good to see a defender who can read the game properly, where the ball's going to be, watching runners, knowing where to run back to. Stuff like that goes so unnoticed. I think having something like that hitting form, especially as a defender, it's got to give a lot of confidence. I thought, again, like NG, the first 10 minutes, it looked a bit ropey. Obafemi got through a bit too easy, but after that, he started growing into the game, his reading of the ball, everything, I thought was just brilliant.
Yeah. Just do a goal now, and he had a foul last year. Just crying out for a goal now off him.
I agree with that. I think get a goal now, get his confidence going again. But I will say he came in when a lot of injuries happened, and he had been playing well. And to be fair, whatever's changed, he seemed to have backed his ideas up. He's performing better. He looks like a solid centre half again now, and it's great to see.
Yeah, no, agreed. Chambers, I'll let you go first with Chambers. I know you haven't been a great fan of him over the last few games, so it'll be interesting to see what you thought of him today.
7 out of 10 straight away. 7 out of 10. I thought he had his best game for us today. His absolute best game, Chambers did. He looked calm at the ball as well. He was calm in defence. He wasn't... My worry today was Obafemi would bully him and use his pace against him. And to be fair, I thought Chambers dealt with a threat brilliantly today. He looked so calm. There was no mistakes. It was simple passing. I think having someone like Gutas next to you, I think, is a big presence. I have been disappointed because you look at a player like Chambers, you think like Arsenal, Villa, some big teams he played for there, and he's not really looked like a ex-Premier League centre-half. He's not looked like a Championship centre-half in recent games. Today, I thought he was solid. That was his best game for me. I thought 7 out of 10. Didn't put a foot wrong. I think the only reason he didn't get any higher ratings because everyone else had such a great game. that their ratings have pushed themselves high and the others a bit down a bit. So, but solid game for me.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. Thought he was brilliant. Him and Gutas have, the last couple of games now have built that partnership up. I think it's going to be difficult for Darland and Fish to kind of get back into the side if they kind of, keep those performances up, if I'm completely honest. But, as a manager, that's the kind of headaches you want, I suppose, and it's hard work keeping everybody happy. But, yeah, there we go. Callum O'Dowda. I'll start with Callum O'Dowda. Like I said, I was really impressed a couple of times running forward with the ball. I'm pretty sure it was O'Dowda who crossed the ball for Ruben's goal, went on the outside of, might have been El Ghazi, I can't remember, or vice versa anyway. But I'd give him a solid 7 out of 10, I think. I don't think anybody's going to be below 7 for me. Maybe 1 potentially on my part.
There's one for me who's under a 7, definitely.
Yeah, we won't talk about it. Go on.
No, I'd say O'Dowda. I think one of the biggest things today, like I said earlier, I think when I noticed a little bit was when El Ghazi had the ball, he looked for the overlap, and it caused the right back so many problems because if the right back followed O'Dowda as the runner, it meant El Ghazi could cut inside and give him space. If the defender stuck with El Ghazi, it meant O'Dowda was on the overlap then in space. And I think that little partnership there, I thought that was very done well today. And I think he looked a bit rusty, I should say, in the final third. And I would have said 7.5 if he was fully fit and going to end up a few things. I think it would have been a 7.5. A solid 7 for me for O'Dowda. Like I said, it was just the hard work on the left, looking for the overlap, dragging runners wide, taking place at the position. Defensively looked solid. I thought really well of him. I was really happy with O'Dowda today.
Yeah, brilliant. We'll start on the left-hand side then. El Ghazi. I think he still looks a bit rusty for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's getting minutes under his belt now. Frustrating. I think he got called offside 2 or 3 times. Couldn't have been much in it, but yeah, I don't know what it is. I know he got his goal today, which I was really pleased for. Outstanding work by Ruben again. Pretty much, you're not going to get an easier goal than that, is he? But I still think he needs to work harder. I know he hasn't played football for a long time. Did show moments of things of what he can do and things, but I think that was the one for me. He was probably 6.5, 7 at the push. I think.
Yeah, I think 7 for me at a push. I thought the link-up play he did, like I said, with O'Dowda was really well. I thought we looked a threat on the left-hand side because of that partnership. He does look rusty, mind. I think he looks a bit in the final third. He sometimes makes the wrong choice. A bit too much for me. I think he's still trying to learn the players. I think make know the runs and stuff, which is fair enough. I think he'll come good. I think for me the most important thing today was right. If we won 5-0, it's better that we won 5-0 the way we did rather than winning 5-0 and Robertson getting 5 goals, because so many players got their first goal today. It's such a confidence boost for individuals. I thought to see he didn't know what to do. I didn't think when he scored. He looked a bit unsure, and then Ruben came over to him and dragged him to the fans to celebrate. I just think there's a massive amount of relief from him, and I think it's a case of right, the monkey's off my back now. That's it. I've got my first goal. I can breathe now. I can relax. I've shown my worth. I can do it again. I think that was a big goal for him today. I think he will come good. I just think it's, again, like I said, there's a lot of pressure on him because he is the big name. I think he will come good. I just thought 7 at a push for me. I think 6.5, like you said, probably is a fair one. I'm just happy he got the goal. I'll say that. I think the goal pushes it to a 7 for me, I think.
Yeah, no, fair comment. I probably was a bit harsh on my part, but yeah, no worries. Star man in the middle for me today, Alex Robertson. Thought he controlled the game, bossed that midfield. Some of his touches were incredible. Obviously, that first goal as well was outstanding. Couldn't have placed it better in the back of the net if he tried. But I just thought that partnership he had with Turnbull, I thought it worked very well. And outstanding performance. So I would have given him, I don't know if we can give 10 out of 10s, can you? But I think man of the match for me. So, if he has 10 out of 10 and Starman, I thought he was incredible today, and it was brilliant to see.
Totally agree. 10 out of 10 for me as well. Like I said earlier, it reminds me of Steve McPhail when he first signed him. He would just drop a bit deep into the pockets in front of the back four, pick the ball up. He's so confident on the ball as well, turning, making things happen. He's looking for the pass. He's got vision ahead of him, and he's got players ahead of him making movement now, which is great to see, so he can pick a pass. Some of the balls he was playing, I mean, the finish as well was bottom corner, absolutely buried it. There's no way the keeper was saving that. I just thought the way he reads the game, he's so confident, like I said, confident with the ball. Everything ticks because he was there. And I think I'm looking forward to seeing him and Ruben progress this season, because I think a player like that running from deep, when you got Ruben with the ball further forward, will be very dangerous. And again, it's just been so long since we've had a player who can pass like a McPhail and stuff. And I just thought he is so calm on the ball. And at 1.5 million, I think we spent for him. Players like that don't cost that cheap normally.
No.
So we've lacked a player like that for so long. To see someone do the job, absolute quality. I just thought 10 out of 10 for me. Man of the match, he was brilliant. More of that, more of the same on Tuesday.
Yeah, 100% agree. And it'll be interesting Tuesday, because obviously it's against the club he played for on loan from Man City last season, or the season before. Exactly. It's last season, I think it was, wasn't it? So it'll be interesting to see how that goes on Tuesday. But hopefully that'll help him raise his game as well. And hopefully we can start seeing those performances on a more regular basis. His partner in crime next to him then, David Turnbull. Go on, I'll let you start off with this one.
I'd say solid 7.5, I'd say. Solid 7.5. I thought he found himself in little position, in little pockets as well. He was picking passes. He was tracking back, doing a bit of dirty work, tackling and stuff. I thought he was calm on the ball. Unlucky not to score. I thought, it was once or twice, he had a shot and stuff and a couple of deflection, and I like to score. Glad to see him get 60 minutes under his belt. I thought there's a lot, when you've got someone like Robertson who steals the show, it's hard to see what the man next to him does. But I thought he did it so well. He went a bit unnoticed. I think, for me, 7.5 today. He just looks calm on the ball as well, I thought. And the bullet, he struggled to find his place in the bullet. I think he wasn't really number 10. And having the role of Robertson, I thought, was a bit too much for him. So being able to just drop back, it looked today, rather than playing a 6 and an 8, it was like an 8 and a deep lying playmaker. And I thought that sort of suited them both, I thought, because they were both getting further forward, picking a pass. They were both there to receive the ball, to link the play up. I thought that was really well done today. I thought that might be a good little partnership, that might be. And nothing against Joe Rawls and Siopis, but if them two can continue that little partnership, I think it'll be hard to break down now, Will, and to get back in that side.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've seen the press conference Alex Robertson done after the game, but he spoke very highly of David Turnbull about his technical ability and things, which, we haven't heard of. And, we haven't heard much of David Turnbull, if I'm honest. I think, obviously, there was rumours that he wasn't a manager signing. He was a board signing. And we haven't really seen him have a consistent run of games, really. So I would agree with your rating. It was just pleasing for him to, he looked as if he'd been playing in a side on a regular basis for me today. Didn't look as if he'd only come in and, been a bit part player. And that's no disrespect, because that's what's happened.
I will say, I think this is why Robertson is such a good player, because he makes the players around him better at the same time, and he makes them look good. I mean, we've seen Turnbull play that position next to Rawls, next to CEO, next to Wintle, I think it was, and he's never had that impact. So I think a player like Robertson is allowing other players a bit more freedom, and it's helping them. And I think they are benefiting off playing with a player like that. And I just think that little partnership, that might be some magic there. That might be, and I'm hoping to see a lot more of that.
Yeah, brilliant. It's a great comment here from Paul. Solid 8 out of 10 for David Turnbull. He had 61 touches today, and 53 passes with an accuracy of 96%, and he only played for 61 minutes. So you can't argue with those figures there, can you? In fairness, that's pretty good going.
To be fair as well, a lot of passes are forward. For so long, we've seen our midfielders passes sideways and backwards. They were going forwards in these passes where he was looking to link up with Ruben and then run off, get the ball back and link up with the wingers. So again, forward passing, it was just the accuracy is great to see. A bit more on the ball. Again, I like to see that partnership develop a bit more now, if I'm honest now. I don't know if he's going to be a bit too tired to play on Tuesday because 60 minutes, his first real game. He's going to have tired legs tomorrow and Monday. So it might be a bit too much for him to play Tuesday. Who knows? He might start, and it might be the start of a beautiful partnership.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I would like to see them both have another go there, to be honest. Before we go on to Ollie Tanner, how did Portsmouth get off today? Any idea? Can you remember? I know they were 1-0 down, right? Was it QPR they were playing?
Yeah, QPR beat them 2-1, I want to say. I think Portsmouth the only team in the Championship not to have a win this season, I believe.
That doesn't bode well, does it? Because that always seems to... They come to Cardiff City Stadium and things like that. Yeah, we won't talk any more about that then.
Yeah, I'd just leave having it.
Yeah, here's a comment as we move on to Ollie Tanner then.
Oh, they won 2-1, sorry.
Well, Portsmouth did.
Yeah, 1-2-1. It's in the chat there. I thought they lost 2-1. The 1-1. Well, hopefully then that means that's we can win then.
Yeah, happy days. Let's put that to bed then. So Ollie Tanner, as I said earlier, I thought his link-up play with Ruben Colwill today was outstanding. Did let himself down a bit. I used to talk about shithousery and things, and the way he was waving at the Sissoko when he got sent off, it's just there's no need for it, is it?
No, it's not.
He's gone. Get on with it and just do what you got to do. So I'm going 7 out of 10 for Tanner. I'm really impressed with the way he's kind of kicked on because I was like last season. I don't think he had a consistent run of games. He looked a better player coming off the bench than what he did when he started. But I think he's knuckled down and he's working hard. He's tracking back when he needs to. And he's actually looking to beat defenders now, whether that's something Rich said has put into him, but he's actually looking at going past defenders rather than receiving the ball, stopping, turning back and passing it. I
think it helps having attackers who are running into the box as well now because previously there'd be no runners in the box, so there was no point taking the last one on because there would no one to pass to. I think the only thing Ollie Tanner is missing for me is that little bit of pace, a little spark of pace. I think if he had that little bit of pace, he would be absolutely deadly. Because he does... The link-up play with him and Ruben is so good. I mean, Ruben gets the ball, and Tanner's hugging that touchline. So you get that ball wide, he's going to use a bit of trickery and take his man on. I think the little link-up play them two have is just so... We've not had that for a while. I mean, remember Bowler? He wouldn't run forward. He would stop, drop back. And I think Ruben was passed to him, they'd have to stop himself because Bowler wouldn't look forward. So having someone like Tanner, who knows going to run forward, it allows you to run off him. The only thing I think, like I said, a bit of pace, the only thing I would change about his game, actually, so when he does go wide, sometimes he looks to stop and cut back in a bit too much and try and run in the box. Sometimes just thinking, if we whip that ball in the box, get the ball in the box, you got bodies in there, get the ball in there, just whip it in. You might get deflection, it doesn't matter. Just get the ball in the box a bit quicker sometimes. But you can't complain when you see some of the performances he's putting and the assists he's getting. He's taking defenders, taking defenders out of position because he's getting past it. Two-man, the centre after he was covering him as well, so he was creating gaps for Robertson to run into. So you can't complain. He does look tired after 60 minutes, but to be fair, he's busting a gut up and down that wing non-stop. So if he can improve his fitness a little bit better, we've got a cracking player. £60,000 I think we paid. Cracking little player. Try and get his fitness up a bit better. I'm happy. 7.5 for me today.
Yeah. Again, Ruben Colwill then. I think he pushed Alex Robertson very close to man of the match. But before we move on to Ruben, I just want to come on to that question by Holton there. Where does Ramsey come in?
He doesn't for me. He absolutely doesn't for me. No, him and Ruben are two different players. Him and Ruben are. I think Ruben's the man with the flair who will run with the ball. Ramsey is more of a player to link play up. He links play up, so the ball comes to him and he'll try and get it wider. I just don't think he fits into this no more. I think with Ruben with his flair now, he can not only does he link up players better, but he makes the runs. He gets past defenders. That little bit of flair, that trickery, gets past 1 or 2 more men. I think Ramsey's more of an impact sub for me now. If Ruben is looking shattered after 70 minutes, you put a Ramsey on for the experience to see a game out, maybe to keep the ball, to win the free kicks. I don't think he gets back in.
No, I think he'll struggle, to be honest. And it was interesting to see that Ritzer had him up in the stands today, watching down and feeding back information, which is probably the right thing to do, really. If you've got the likes of Joe Rolls and Ramsey who've been about the bit and they can see things higher up and can pass things down, then, you know, that's a good way of using a player who's obviously not available.
It is probably good as well, because we know he's passed his coaching badges, so it's nice to see him have a role now with the club as well. But he's not playing, but he is in the stands watching, probably making tactical notes. He's probably noticing things now on the sidelines where he wasn't as a player. So I think that can only bode well for him in the future as well, watching certain things. Again, we need to keep him around the academy for me. He's got a massive part of the academy because, again, this is someone who came through our academy as a kid, broke to the first team and had a massive successful career. Arsenal, Juventus, Nice in France, I think it was. All the youngsters now should be looking, going, hang on, if he can do it, I can do it. And he's here every day with the academy. He's working with us. You need that around there now. I don't think him and Ruben should be working together because I think they're both two different players. I think Ruben needs a free role number 10 now where he's just running things. So yeah, I just don't think he breaks back in their side. Maybe in the cup games, maybe if we play Saturday, Tuesday, and Ruben's looking tired, you give him a start here and there, maybe, to give the opposition something different to think about. But yeah, I don't think he starts him. I think Ruben's now our number 10. A solid number 10 for me, Ruben is. And today I thought he's number 9 for me. A 9 out of 10. But I'll let you talk about Ruben first.
Yeah, 100% agree with Ruben and everything you said. I think by far he's been our most consistent player of the season so far. And yeah, everything you said, but I'm not going to go. I do want to bring this comment up here just to see what your thoughts are on it. Bearing in mind McGuinness went for 10 million. I think I said at the bottom. So Ruben just loves to play football, doesn't he? Every time he gets the ball, you never know what he's going to do. We need to keep him at all costs. 15 million value minimum if Mark McGuinness went for 10. I think if Mark McGuinness went for 10, Ruben's worth way, way more than that, I reckon.
Well, I think every goal scores now. Yeah. I'll carry on, anyway.
I was just going to say, especially if he keeps up these current performances, I don't think 15 million would be enough for me, to be honest.
To be fair, we've not had a player with flair for so long. The last player I think I remember with a bit of flair was either Camarasa, who didn't have the flair we got with Ruben, but he had a bit about him, or Koumas was probably the last time we had proper flair. He does remind me a bit of Koumas in a way because he can just take on players like they're not even there sometimes. And he does things with the ball. You look at and think, how's he doing that? I mean, the goal against Southampton in the cup. I think every goal he scores and assists to it does, I'm adding £1 million on. If we do sell him, I'm also adding a 40 to 50% sell-on fee. I'm demanding that. Because if he does get sold to a Premier League club, he's not staying there in my eyes. He's going to another club in a 3 or 4 years' time after that. So I'm putting a massive sell-on clause into it. Yeah, I don't think we should look at... Personally, I don't think we should look at the Mark McGuinness as a standard. Personally, I think we pulled the wool over Luton's eyes with that sale. I don't think McGuinness is a £10 million defender. Nowhere near that. He's got mistakes in him every game. He's a solid mid-table championship defender for me. I don't think he's worth 10 million. But Ruben, I can see how clubs accepting 15 million. I can see the club going, yeah, I will take 15. If that's the case, I want 50% sell-on fee for the next club he goes to, though.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. And that's where we got to be smart upstairs, innit? And people have got to be putting them into contracts.
Yeah, well, we're buying players now, and we haven't agreed to sell on foot clauses. Like, we've got a selling clause now for Robertson. I think Fisher's got one. Arsenal had one with McGuinness, first of all. So we need to start doing the same now. If our young player goes out, we want money on the next sale. We want, if you sell him, we want some of that money back now. We want that in the club.
Yeah. Great to see a Southampton fan in the chat. Welcome back, Paul. Cracking win for you today. Well done. We've got an iffy game away at Hull. Anything can happen. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Much appreciated. Good luck up at Hull. Sunderland, is there? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fault. It's begun with S. Playing red and white. It's pretty much the same, innit? Just complete opposite end of the country, that's all. A couple of 100 miles between them.
To be fair, Sunderland are a much bigger club than Southampton.
Yeah. Ramsey is a no for me as a starting player, but possible coach for us. Yeah, I think we've mentioned that. Paul welcomes Paul. Paul reckons Ruben's worth 20 to 25 million. Thank you, Paul. There's a lot of thank yous here for Paul.
I will be saying now, mind, if I'm the club right now, mind, I'm getting Ruben in a room, having him sign a 5 to 6 year contract and putting a silly transfer release clause in it, and saying to him, look, we're not accepting that unless a club comes in and matches this. But I'll be getting him tied down now for another 5 year deal. I'm making sure that no club are going to come in for him. We can't, there's no chance we're accepting a lowered offer because he's got 1 year left. I'm getting him in the room. I'm making him sign a long-term deal with us right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm surprised the club haven't done it yet.
A Chelsea-type contract. He signs for like 9 years.
Alan Pardew with Newcastle. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm dragging him in the room and saying, you sign this now. Yeah.
You can write the figures on the blinking contract as well.
I can't imagine he's on a lot, mind.
No, I don't know. But more than one, me and you were there. Yeah. Graham says NG did get a yellow card for kicking the ball at Sissoko.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see him get yellow.
No. Let's be smart and build a promotion team around Ruben. Would hate to sell him anytime soon and continue to move sideways. Yeah, spot on. Jason Jones just having a bit more of a dig at me. Plus Southampton lost today.
No, I think it's Russell Martin. It is. We were talking about in the car. And we were just landed. Russell Martin lost again. We were on Ruben anyway. What was yours? Yeah, what was your rating for Ruben today?
Yeah, 9 out of 10 for me. But like I said, I thought he pushed Alex Robertson very, very close. Thought he took his goal well, controlled it as the cross come in, and buried it with his left foot. Managed to get that on record. So that'll be on my vlog once Sai has been able to put it all together. I know the boss man, the owner then, should we say, of ACEpodcastnation and Cardiff City World had a bit of an accident this morning. He got leathered by a football at his son's football game, and he thinks he got knocked out. So he might be quiet over the next couple of days. So get well soon, buddy, and hope you're back behind the camera very soon. So the last one of the starting lineup then was Callum Robinson. So glad he got his goal towards the end. I really, really think he's upped his game and he's knuckled down and worked hard. I think another one who fell out with the manager last season was on fire during pre-season. I think he scored 6 or 7 goals, if I remember. Now starting to have a bit of a run in the team. Scored a goal. I think he works hard and he can finish as well. I thought he took his goal brilliantly, cut inside and curled it into that bottom right down corner. So yeah, solid 7.5 for me.
I'd give him an 8. I would. I thought some of his runs off the ball were fantastic. You could see that the defence was going one way and he was running through the gap. He was running split in the fence. I thought unlucky not to score second. I just thought he was really did well today. I thought some of the runs, like I said, the runs he making, link-up play. I think it's a great little partnership that him, Ruben and Tana seem to form together. the three of them seem to link up well, and they can find each other. They sort of know where they're going to be. And I just think, even if he doesn't score, right, you look at Robertson, you just think he's making runs that he was just hoping someone picks up on. Because if they pick up on one of them runs, he's scoring. And as well, it was good today at one point in the second half. The opposition had the ball and he was screaming at Tanner to close him down. Come on, get into him. Press. And, Tanner then went for the press. They passed the ball out. They lost the ball. We won it back. And it was just to see someone like Robertson as well, taking charge further up the field, commanding the boys behind him what to do. Again, I'm happy he got his goal as well. It was, he seems to have settled down well for us, I think. He's had problems before where I wouldn't say unsettled, but at West Brom he played on the left of a midfield. I wouldn't have said he was a big impact player then. He struggled on the left for us the last few years. He's now playing number 9, which we've all been calling for because he's probably the best finisher. And it's just great to see him now in that position, flourishing, and looks happy again playing football. And when he's happy playing football, the confidence is flowing. They're doing things. Ruben's going to go. It's 8 out of 10 for me today. I thought he really did a great job. Fantastic job today.
Yeah, brilliantly. Well done. Well put, buddy. Nice to see he had a bit of a tribute on under his shirt as well for his friend he used to play for, George Baldock.
Yeah, nice little touch.
Yeah, again, another devastating turn of events happened there. But yeah, fair play to Robbo, paying his respects to his former teammate. Rather than go through every single one of the 5 subs that come on, mate, was there anybody who stood out for you coming on? Obviously, Chris Willock probably was the one for me. Come on in the 66th minute, I think it was. He managed to get an assist and a goal in the time that he was on. Again, coming into the side, hasn't played much over the last few weeks, or the last few games then, should we say. I know there was international break. But again, I thought he'd come in, he'd done a decent enough job, and it was good to see him get an assist. And obviously get his first Cardiff goal as well.
Yeah, I thought Willock. I don't see Willock as a 10. He came on as a 10. I don't see him as a 10. I'm not sold him there. I know he did quite well today. I think he lacks a bit of pace. I think I'd rather see him on the wing as a tight defence. I just don't see him as a 10. Rinomota, I think, come on, did well. I thought he had a lot of energy about him. He didn't give the Derby midfield any time on the ball. None whatsoever. And I thought a very tired-looking midfield. He put him under pressure, and I thought that went unnoticed. I thought Rinomota, I've been impressed with his dedication, his hard work, and he doesn't play enough, in the match at all. And as fans, it's easy to say we don't see where he fits in, and we don't, unfortunately. I don't see a future at the club for him. But again, I can't fault his dedication. I thought he did a lot of the ugly side really well today.
Yeah, I was talking to the chap who's got a season ticket next to ours, and we were both saying we thought he was kind of on his way out to the club. Didn't really see a place for him. But in fairness to him, he's a professional. He's knuckled down. He's doing his job. Every time he's come into the team, he's done a good job. He doesn't look out of place, type of thing. So fair play. Take my hat off to him. I think how old is he now?
Not too sure. I think he's like 28. I think he is. I want to say.
Yeah. Is he getting towards the end of his career and he's happy to be kind of picking up? I don't know what kind of wages he's on.
I wouldn't say he's probably happy. I think he would like to play more games. I don't think he's had much of a say if he goes or not, though. Probably not many clubs come in for him because no one's seen enough of him to make a decision. But I just think he came on today. He brought energy. He was closing down well, I thought. He just did a lot of the ugly side well and towards a tired defence. I thought he put him under a lot of pressure. I was disappointed with 2 players who come on mine. I thought Mate and Kanga disappointed me. Mate he just comes too narrow. He offers no width at all. And he's screaming out to stay wide, drag them. When he comes narrow, he's just too easy to defend against. And Kanga, we put the ball on a plate for him. It'll not be funny. You can give him a Sunday dinner and he'd drop the plate, he would. I just don't. I would much rather see Rindolph on that bench. Come on, 20 minutes at the end of the game. Let him run at a tight defence. Let him get in the channels. People keep saying he's not ready yet. He'll never be ready if he doesn't get given the chance. we've seen what he can do against Southampton in the Cup, a Premier League team in the Cup. He looks a lot more ready, and I think the game goes too fast for Kanga. I just don't see it. I just send him back. Just cancel the loan deal. No offense. This league is just too quick for him. I'd much rather play like Weindorf than play Kanga.
Yeah.
Just develop players. I mean, it's just frustrating to see on the bench all the time.
Yeah, agreed. And there's a couple of comments. In the chat. Jason Jones, Kanga, is he even a footballer? Matey, not for me. He's physical, doesn't do much. Willock did well. Glad he had an assist and a goal. Reno, for me, was the best of the subs for just his work rate. There's another one from Paul. There's a lot of Pauls in the chat tonight. No disrespect to him, but anyway, Kanga can get returned from his loan in January with Isaac Davis and Atete on the way back, or is it a season-long deal? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, Paul, but I got a funny feeling he might be on his way back in January if we got the ability to do it.
I'm more than happy to send Atete out as well. More than happy to see Atete leave as well.
It'd be interesting to see what he kind of plays like now. Now everybody else is up their game. I'd want to have a look at him first, I think.
See, from what we've seen so far, I want to say Reindorf is ahead of him for me. I think we've seen 2 seasons of Atete started as number 9 for us. And I think we've seen I don't think he's cut out for us. Isaac Davis, I think when he does come on, I think he'll come on the wing. I think he'll come on for a tired Tana and stuff, I think. And I think that will really work, I think. A bit of pace, a tired defence. He will win fouls, win free kicks. He'll drag players out of position. I would like to see Atete go on loan, maybe to a League One side or in Kortrijk. I wouldn't mind seeing that Simic, is it Rocco Simic we got? Sent alone Kortrijk. Again, give him a chance over Atete. I just think, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Atete. I've never been
I would never have guessed you were a fan, but never.
It's funny, right? Because the best game for us was in the Peter Whittingham testimonial game against Aston Villa. He showed up that game and Atete looked absolutely quality. And me and my mate both said at the time, if he can do that in the league, we've got a striker on our hands here, we have. But he's not done it. He just falls on the floor. The ball doesn't come to him. He throws his hands up in the air. He gets despondent. He just sits down. I'd get rid of Atete, I would. I think we've got better now in the academy. Much better in the academy.
Yeah. Kanga couldn't score on a brothel. Good Jace. Matey Kanga going to be gone in January. Holton has said, is Siopis on strike? No, I think we mentioned earlier he picked up a bump when he was on international duty, but he should be back in recognition. Back in for selection for Tuesday. Here's my buddy, Llewellyn. Good evening, buddy. Rinamota, when he came on, run ragged for the ball. Very good for the last 20 minutes. Agreed
with that. I really did well. So I thought, again, it's the work that doesn't get appreciated because it's not an assist, it's not a goal. He's not setting play up. He's closing down a very tired opposition, making them make mistakes. And that doesn't get noticed a lot. I just think, fair play to you. I've been really impressed with Rinamota for the last few weeks, to be fair.
Yeah. I do want to have a quick chat about Joel Bagan. I know we had a quick chat about him at the start, but I thought when he came on, you replaced Callum O'Dowda and again, put in a performance. He was chasing balls, strong in defence. I just thought he needed a bit of recognition, I think. I thought he'd done well when he came on.
Yeah, agree. I thought it's one of those. The only problem is, right, you've got Collins coming back soon. You've got O'Dowda's playing ahead of him. Does he need to go? I don't think a loan is going to benefit him now. I think January, if I was him, I'd be saying, look, I'm not playing for you guys. Just let me go now. Find me a new club. But I think if he goes out, I think he'll have a good career. I don't think his future lies with us. I think left-back position, we will look to strengthen maybe January or the summer. But I think I've been impressed with him recently. I thought he's come back a much better player than he left.
I'm not convinced on Collins there, see. I'm
not. I think Collins will become a backup left back. I think he will become what Bagan is for us right now on the bench. I think we will look to strengthen left back. I think we need some bit of pace there. I just think I don't think Bagan has a future to the club. I've been impressed with him so far. That's not to say I want him gone. I just think for his own benefit and his career, I think he does need to leave now and play week in, week out. It's worked for Mark Harris. It's worked for Kieran Brown. Again, he should be saying, look, let me go in January. I'll make a name for myself elsewhere. I think there's no shame in that.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because I think he signed a new 3-year deal. Was it last season before he went out on loan to Belgium?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
A bit of a strange one again, because if he's on the bench, then loan. If you is in your plans for the future, loan him out, get him game times, because he does need to be playing week in, week out, because it can't be helping his development to sit on the bench. It helps training with the first team players every week, but that only does so much for his development. He needs to play regularly now with men for 3 points every week.
I wonder what it does to him mentally as well, knowing that the manager is picking somebody to play left back who isn't a left back.
Yeah, I agree. I just think
that's got to be tough, that, haven't it? I think is, the manager's got to be a good man manager and got to be speaking to him in the right way, telling him the right things, I suppose, to keep his confidence up there.
This is the same issue we got right now as we did at the end of last season, right? So Riz is playing for his job right now. He's trying to pick the strongest 11 he can on paper, and nothing is big. But O'Dowd's done a great job at left back for us recently, like last season and stuff. So he's not risking any youngsters because he doesn't want to see anyone make a mistake and cost him the chance to get a job. I think he's picking the best or the strongest 11 until he gets the job. And I think if he does get it, you might see 1 or 2 youngsters get freedom. I think he'll be okay picking up. I think right now he's just playing for his job, but I think it does stifle a bit of youngsters at the minute.
There's a great comment in the chat, which I'm going to come on to now in a second. But this is what my thoughts are. Kumas the Blaster. I'd like to see how Tete fares involved in the new freedom the attacking unit has. More excited about Davis's return, mind. I'm not going to ask you about that one because I know what.
I don't see with the Tete. I think Robertson's ahead of him. I like to see Reindorf be ahead of him. I wouldn't be surprised if you look for another striker in January. Tete needs to go out and get some toughen up a bit. Get him first team football. Like I said, if that's Kjortvik, if that's League 2, League 1, get him out playing every week. He's not going to play every week for us. He's out of contract, I think, in the summer anyway. So I think he's had his chance with us for the last 2 years. I've not been impressed.
Yeah. Evening, Lewis. Collins isn't even injured. He's just not making the squad. Again, I'm not sure, but I take your word for it. But trust you. So, yeah, it's interesting. This is the comment of the night for me off Clow Crib. He's my boy who comes with me, sits next to me with a season ticket. Brilliant comment. Thought that Obafemi was good, but looked like he needed the toilet running like a penguin. Comment of the night, that is, buddy.
To be fair, I thought he'd be the big threat. He's got a great record scoring past us. I thought he's strong, he's physical, he's got pace. He might bully Chambers. I thought today our defence and midfield did such a great job keeping him silent, Sissoko silent, and Whittaker. I mean, these are 3 players that will command a big fee, in the summer. Yeah. I thought they looked non-existent today because we did so well. I don't think Plymouth played bad. I don't think Plymouth played bad at all. I thought we were so good today. But we've been saying for a while that it's going to come a game where everything's going to click for us. And when it does, we're going to win 3-4-0. And today was the day where everything just clicked for us. I thought every player stood up and made themselves counted.
No, agreed. I know you've just talked a little bit about some of the Plymouth players there, but obviously I know some of the away team fans do tune in and watch some of the podcasts. So I think it's only right that we talk a little bit about Plymouth as well. As we said right at the beginning of the podcast, we were talking to some of the Plymouth fans before we went into the stadium today. They seemed fairly confident and probably rightly so, really, given the position that Cardiff have been in. But I think obviously that come back to bite them on the bum, really, after today's performance. But you mentioned about Obafemi, whatever his name is. Whittaker was quiet. I think there was a lot of hype around that Randall as well. But like you said, we just nullified all everything they had, really, and kept them quiet. But was there anybody in the squad that stood out for you at all today, do you think? Or was it, like you said, we played so well, we just managed to keep them quiet?
Until his sending off, I thought Sissoko looked a threat. I thought he had a bit of trickery about him pace. I think they've got a real player on their hands there. If they can get him consistent, I think he will come really good for them. I think he looks a quality player. Whittaker, again, he was scoring for fun as the main striker, and now he's been pushed wide. I think that is, I won't say stifling, but I think it's affected him to the point where he's no longer as effective as he was. I thought we did such a good job, though, especially after the first 10, 15 minutes. We started pressing them a bit more, put them under pressure with the ball. When they got the man sent off, we made that extra man in the middle count. So then we were in the spaces behind, so we get the ball around them. We ran them ragged at that point. And you could see they just got tired. But yeah, Obafemi, if he scores that in the first 10 minutes, it's a different game. Yeah, he missed 100%. That chance. That was it then. He had nothing else to do for the rest of the game. There's no point of him being there.
You only had to get it on target, didn't he? You only had to get it on target, didn't he? In fairness, Jack Arnick had rushed out. You only needed to lift it over. I say only. It's a difficult enough job. But yeah, just thank how lucky stars it went wide of the post. Go on.
As I say, start of the season, we all said Rooney will take Plymouth down. It's one of those. I think Plymouth look a good side normally. I think today, again, they are a good side. There's nothing. We lost 5-0 to Burnley, and it wasn't because we played dreadful. I know there were some mistakes, but when a team shows up and everything clicks, it doesn't matter how good you are. Again, we just dominate. We just dominate the ball. We looked so good today that there was nothing they could do. They weren't bad. We were just so good. We were just good, I think.
Yeah.
There's no shame in that sometimes. You sit back and say, look, a better team beat us. And that was it today for us. We were the better side.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Again, I think we said at the beginning of the show about the fans who had travelled up, 3,500, very vocal throughout, well, till it got to about 3-0 and they quietened down a little bit, and a lot of them had left. But fair play to 3,500 Plymouth fans. They were, especially the first half, they were very noisy, weren't they?
They were, to be fair. They did make me laugh. I think in the second half, they had a shot on goal, and the whole way in, she had celebrated. I thought that's nice to see a bit of fun like there.
Yeah.
But, again, I think the guys we spoke to before the game said this is a derby game for them because it's only Bristol City and us that are really sort of close by. So they see it as a bit of a derby, and the thing with Plymouth over the years, it's always been a bit of a game with us in Plymouth. There's always been goals in this game.
Goals, yeah.
So, again, I just think, it's great to see numbers coming to Cardiff. I thought our numbers looked a bit poor. I thought they looked a bit empty. But you can't really... It's hard to blame fans when the performance has been bad. The club has been run like a joke. I think there's issues like that. But we should have won by a lot more than 5 today, I thought.
Yeah. But again, that for me is somebody needs to get hold of somebody at the club and say, even if it's to all the academy players from the under 7s all the way up or whatever, here's 10 tickets, invite all your friends from school. Do you know what I mean? It's getting bums on seats in it.
That's the thing. They say, 20,000 they said today there? Our stadium holds about 35,000. It doesn't matter if you give tickets away for free, right? Because you might think, oh, God, we've given away, say 3,000 tickets. That's nothing is the club. If 10% of their fans buy a burger or a drink, or they might be their first game, they might come back another game or another time, and then they get hooked. It's just about getting the crowd in. And again, if you've got a crowd of people there, the atmosphere goes up a notch. The players hear it, the players feel it. It just all trickles down. But again, you look at our club, and there's not a football man on that board. There's not a football man at the club. The owner and the board of directors are a joke. None of them know what they're doing. They're slowly trying to kill the club off. I just think someone with a football brain now could see these little things and get it on. Sort it out, but they won't.
Yeah. I do want to pick up 2 negative things from some of the things that I picked out of the game today. The one was I think I mentioned earlier, El Ghazi, a couple of offsides, just not say lazy, but just got to time his run. Yeah.
Bit of positional awareness, I think.
Yeah. And another one then for me was Ruben Colwill. He does give away some silly free kicks sometimes, deep in their territory, when we've got him under pressure type of thing, and he's giving away, and he just allows them to clear the ball type of thing. And I just think, I don't know,
I know you
won me a couple of times today.
I think that's the art of defending, I'd say, a bit. If you feel a touch, you go down. Ruben only has, because Ruben's a big lad, he reminds me a bit of Kiefer Moore. Kiefer Moore jumps to the head and the defender goes down. It's a free kick straight away. It knows what's going to happen. I think the referees see Ruben as a big lad, so as soon as he goes near someone and they go down, it's a free kick. When El Ghazi scored today, my first thought was the ref's going to blow for a free kick now because the defender went down after Ruben went shoulder to shoulder to him. But he didn't. I thought it's good. I think Ruben will learn the dark arts of football. I think that will come with time, that will. And he'll learn, if I just cut across the front of him and he goes down, the ref won't give it. If I go the side of him or behind him and he goes down, the ref is going to give it all day long. I think the dark arts will come along. Yeah. But I thought today it was great to see attacking football non-stop. We didn't sit back. We didn't stop, take the pressure off. We went for the third goal, then the fourth goal, then the fifth goal. We tried going for the sixth. We kept going for it. And I was disappointed.
The fans wanted it, didn't they? Singing for the sixth.
I was disappointed we didn't get the sixth goal, the seventh goal. I mean, we should have really put them to the sword. I'm glad we got, like I said earlier, I'm glad the goals spread out a bit. Willock got his first goal. That'll do his confidence the world of good. El Ghazi got his first goal. That monkey's off his back. Robertson gets a goal. Robertson gets a goal as well. A lot of players got goals.
He could have had two, couldn't he? The keeper made a great save.
Yeah.
I think.
It's great. It's just to see the confidence flowing again. I think that'll only help our team a lot better. That'll help us so much now rather than winning 5-0 and one player scores 4 goals or something. To spread the goals out a bit, I think is massive. I thought today was just the first time in a while I've been so impressed with our performance. To be fair, Jason made a joke half time when we went 2-0 up. He said, "I watch him now bring on 5 defenders, take all our strikers off and sit back." And I just thought I could see him do it. But he seemed to learn from that. He just went for the next, he pushed us, he kept us going, pushed us on. Yeah. It was great just to see attacking football.
That's the way we've got to be. We can't afford to, we sat back against Bristol and we, invited pressure on us. I just think we were, what's the word I'm looking for?
Ruthless today.
Yeah, ruthless, spot on. I think, and we just took it to him.
I think what helped as well, there's 2 things that helped. One, we had pace in the middle. We had legs in the middle of the pitch. No offense to Rawls, he's not got the pace to get up and down 90 minutes running around. Turnbull and Robertson just pick the ball up so calmly. They can turn, they can pass, they can run with it. That's hard to defend against. I thought they carried the ball so well. I also thought what helps as well was, I just think the vision and to attack by the players who could see the pass. I think the link-up play was so good. It's just great to see. And again, 60 minutes on, when Turnbull is tired, you can bring on Rinomota, who's got legs and energy. I think that's just so vital to have. I mean, we do need Isaac Davis back, I think, because I'd much rather see him come on than Matey. I think Matey can leave for me now. Nothing against him. He's done a good job when he's come to us. He's worked hard. He's not achieved what he'd want to achieve. But I'd much rather see Isaac Davis play there than him now. I want to see that. I think Kanga needs to go. I need to develop the players a bit more. But it's just good to see some attacking football, just the ruthlessness, like we said, just attack, go for the next goal, keep the ball, win the ball back, put them under pressure. It's just good to see.
Yeah,
just about typing that.
Before we start wrapping up then, because we're on an hour and 15 minutes, we did have a bit of a technology issue earlier on. But it'd be interesting to see you guys in the chat. There's over 100 people watching on YouTube alone. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Obviously, we normally do a 9 o'clock slot on a Saturday. But but tonight we went for 7 o'clock to see what the viewing numbers would be like. Let us know in the comments now or afterwards. Would you prefer us to be live at 7, 8, 9? What works best for you? And obviously we'll try and accommodate the majority vote then. So if 7 o'clock, an earlier time is better for you because it allows you to chill and have your Chinese before match of the day starts, then happy days. If you prefer it a bit later, then just let us know. I'm going to dive into the comments, but just to pre-warn you, I'm going to come to you now and ask you about Ritza. Do you think they'll give him the job, right? But I'm going to go into the comments first.
Right.
There's a comment you heard about mentioning Jeff over in Ireland. He wasn't allowed to watch the live show tonight because we started early because his wife made him watch Strictly Come Dancing. So, Jeff, I hope you, when you catch up on this, buddy, I hope the dancing was worth it. Jason Sissoko looks a good player. They're number 6 when he came on, looked decent, trying to push them forward. Their keeper made a good few saves too. Obafemi normally loves a goal against us too. Yeah, well, he didn't today. Unlucky. Thank you, Paul. Great show, lads. And Paul is trying to sell the show. To everyone in the chat, please click the like button and leave a comment after the show to help them. Cheers. You can see there's a thing going across the bottom, so you can join the Cardiff City Army or the Ace Podcast Nation Army by visiting patreon.com. The price of a cup of coffee every month you can join to get behind-the-scenes content and early access to tickets to live shows, etc. So, yeah, if you can do that, it would help us. You can also, on YouTube, I think, you can do the super chat or the super stickers. I think the super chat, it allows you then to get your comments read out. We do try to read as many comments as we can, but by doing the super chat, it does allow you to, it'll notify us and we'll be able to pin your comment out there. So thank you very much for that. And thanks, Paul, for trying to sell the show for us, buddy. Do appreciate that. Llewellyn Crib as well. Once we got 3, the players wanted more straight away. They just pounced forward with Colwill, Robinson, and Al Ghazi. Nice to see you in the comments tonight, Cribby. Bye.
I will Richard, agree with that. After the third goal, you can see their defence started making mistakes more. They were dropping deeper, they were as well. They were trying not to make it 4. And when it went to 4, you could see them just dropping deep again, not to get 5. I think you could see that. They didn't know how to defend against that. They should have gone to a back 5, put 3 men in the middle, and tried to see the game out to 2-0. But they didn't. They kept a 4-4-1, and the extra man in midfield just absolutely tore them apart, I thought. And once the third went in, you could see them just drop deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah. Richard Newell, they're all businessmen on the board. Surely they can see a chance to make money by offering a few free tickets now and then. Jason Jones says 7 p.m. is perfect for him. Be interesting to see what others in the chat think. If you can put what time you would like to see our live show on a Saturday, post-match review, that would be great. I'm guessing this is Simon in the chat. I hope you're feeling better, buddy. Great decision to play Turnbull, Robertson and Colwill. We looked pacey, athletic and technically excellent in the midfield. Reese finally on my page regarding Mate Day.
I wanted to address that one, actually, because I've been saying for a while I'm not been impressed with Mate Day, so I'm not quite sure what he means by that. I've been saying for a while...
That was the bang to the head he had this morning, I think. But
right. Turnbull I haven't been impressed with until now. Until today, I've not been impressed with Turnbull.
We look better with a mobile striker rather than a target man because our link-up play is so good. Spot on.
Yeah.
Drop a like on the video and please subscribe. Yeah, we've just had a chat about that. And Simon will be back, health permitting, tomorrow at 8 p.m. And yeah, I think That's it for the comments at the moment. We would appreciate, guys, if you could, like I said, put a comment in there if you prefer our live on a Saturday to be at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Sometimes it has to change due to various commitments, family commitments and work commitments and things. But if you'd like it to be like a regular slot at 7 o'clock or keep it at 9, then obviously we'll do what we can to keep you happy. So there is a couple of more comments. Paul, cheers from Los Angeles, lads. 7 p.m. works great for me right after my breakfast. Paul, thank you for tuning in, buddy. Much appreciated. And I think we've got another poll as well. 7 is good, but whatever time is good for you both. It's difficult to do a show when it's a late kickoff, etc. Yeah, cheers, Paul. Appreciate that comment as well. Richard Newell, I'm lucky, so any time is fine. Obviously, whatever time we do decide to do the shows, guys, 7 o'clock is looking popular at the moment, but we'll obviously try and advertise that leading up. If you do like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, you will get notified half an hour before the show goes live. And obviously, you can get ready to tune yourselves in to look at our ugly mugs on a Saturday evening.
If you're on Facebook as well, follow the Ace Nation Facebook page and the Cardiff City World page, and it'll be advertised in there what time we're on as well.
Awesome. Llewellyn Crib, 7, because I have my tea and enjoy it. Do you enjoy your tea or do you enjoy the show, Flo? So going back to the question I posed to you before I started reading the comments, what's your thoughts on the manager now then, after obviously the 3 or 4 games he's had in charge?
I've never been sold on Reza, but again, you can't argue against how much more the freedom the team are playing with. We made this mistake before, though. We've seen 1 or 2 good results from an interim manager, given him a new contract, and all of a sudden it's fallen apart and they've sacked him. I think if they do decide to give to him, first and foremost, we need to sort out the backroom staff. This would be his first proper crack at a manager's job. I would like to see a more experienced head next to him. I think the Bristol game, I think you've seen his inexperience with the subs. And I think that did cost us. I would like to see an old head next to him, just a little bit of advice, look, do this, do that. I've been impressed with him. He talks the good, right stuff. The players seem to respond well to him. So, again, I think the main issue is, I don't think it's up to us if we want him or not. I think they should be asking the players, what are your thoughts so far behind the scenes? The players will come back and say, look, I like it. I love what we do with the training. I love how we play in. I love the freedom. Then you've got to go with that, because it's the players ultimately. They're going to work for him.
But I think some of the players have come out to say that. I think Callum Robertson had come out in the week, didn't he? I don't think I've seen that interview or read it, but I think he came out and was singing his praises quite highly.
To be fair, though, I think you see that with every manager, don't you? The players all say that. And even on the Bullet, the players kind of saying the training is different compared to under Sabri. We play much. I like the way we play under the Bullet. I think they all say that, but I think behind the scenes of the club, should we speak to players individually? What's your thoughts? How have you found it? No, are you enjoying it? If they saying the training's better, I got more freedom, I'm loving this tactics, you've got to go with it, because it's like I said, the players ultimately you play under him, and if they're happy, they'll go on the pitch, and I will.
And the frustrating thing for me though was obviously because Ritza was obviously part of the backroom staff when Bullock was there. It just goes to show how, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, their relationship couldn't have been the best then, if obviously he's been able to implement these things since Bullet has gone, and he's been there all the time as well.
Yeah, it's like I won't lie, I've always said I was a Bullet fan. I was gutted to see him go, but something happened at the club because players down tools and stuff. It must have been a clash of opinions, because the attacking side how we play under Reza compared to the attacking side how we played under Bullock is so polar opposites. We look a lot more solid at the back as well under Reza. And I think that helps having that more attack-minded setup, because I don't think we're so deep no more. When we under Bullock, we were a lot deeper. teams would press us. The opposition defence used to be our own half sometimes. So I think that's great. I think we scored more goals today than we did all season before today.
Yeah.
I think the attacking players have a lot more freedom. The chains are off. They play with a bit more flair, a bit more excitement. That's helping massively. I still think Ruben drops a bit too deep for me, I like him, to pick the ball up. I think he should stay forward to get the ball. But again, I mean, we can't, as much as I might not be sold on Reza yet, as much as that might be the case, you can't argue results are picked up. Performances are picked up. And at the end of the day, I'll back any manager that's at the helm. I'll give them all a go.
Yeah.
But
Jason has put in the chat, I'd give Rita a go, give him until January, go from there. He has completely built confidence into the team and brought attacking flair to the game. Can't argue with that comment. Simon has put, some players with a more attacking manager look a different team. And we've conceded 1 goal in the last 3 games since Darren Pearce came in to help.
I think one big issue right now, is the Rita situation. So, if say they give the job to the end of the season, does that mean they allow him to sign 1 or 2 players in January? Or are they thinking there's no point because we're not going to give him the job past that? Or he might not last past that. That is the problem, I think, right now the club will have is you probably know, look, I need 1 or 2 players in the key positions to really kick on. If they're thinking, I won't give it to him out of that, I don't know. I think he's probably, for me, you have to give him longer than just the end of the season, or you don't allow him to sign players in January, because again, it's one of those, I think it's a tough situation for the club. I just more annoyed the club haven't said anything. Like, we don't know where we are at the stage. But again, Reese's not profit wrong, to be fair to him. The Hull game we can write off because he had a few days. Then there was that. And again, you can't make a much big difference in that time. Millwall, you've seen a bit more freedom in the attacks. I thought there was a few things that didn't impress me on attacking-wise. Bristol City, we looked like we were right step, right direction. And then he made a mistake tactically. And today I thought we looked a lot better. But it's 4 games, 50% win rate. Again, I'll back anyone who's in charge. But to me, you should be asking the players, how are you finding them? And if they are saying, I like this, I'm doing this, I'm happy with this, you've got to give them a chance.
I did laugh when I watched the post-match press conference when he said Vincent Tan had rung him before the game and asked him just to get more shots off on goal. So,
that man, an absolute leech on our club, that man is. Again, everybody said that our keeper didn't score much. This guy clearly has no clue about football. He should not be ringing the managers. We viewed like Bullock that say before, it's never nice. You woke up at 1 a.m. because they don't know what to speak to you. Stay out of it, mate. Just stay out of it. You've got a chairman, let him deal with it. Stay away, like.
Yeah. Paul have said on our WhatsApp group that he's warming to Ritza. To be honest, the test is after Portsmouth. We have some tough games: West Brom, Norwich, Luton, and Blackburn coming up. I think obviously we need to back up today's performance on Tuesday against Portsmouth, considering they picked up a win as well today. It'll be a massive test for us now on Tuesday to see if we can, back up today's result. But, the confidence levels would have gone through the roof. But again, so would Portsmouth after they picked up a win on the road today, away at QPR. So it'll be an interesting. I just hope it's not a cagey affair.
Well, I know what you're saying. I think the good news for us is today they were away to QPR, so that means there was a long journey for them to come there and then back. Tuesday then a journey to Cardiff and back. Hopefully, his tired legs on the other side, and we can exploit that.
Here's a comment for you. I know we touched upon this a little bit earlier, but I'll let you answer this one. He was slated earlier on, but has Chambers really put a foot wrong lately?
I said Bristol City game, I wasn't 100% impressed. I thought he was bullied a bit too much, and they targeted him, I thought, on that side. I thought he was beaten for pace, and my worry today was he would get beaten for pace and bullied a bit too much. I think today he had his best game for us, and I think the partnership with Guptas is so is so good because you're looking at Gutas he stepped up. His reading of the game is brilliant, and I think it helps having a player like that next to you. So his positioning today, I thought, was outstanding. I don't think that will get noticed as much, or that will be the talking point for Chambers. But his positioning was brilliant. And again, it's one of those where he will probably grow in confidence. Now, it's hard when you're losing 5-0 to Burnley. You're getting stuffed in, Hull 4-1 and stuff. Every time you lose the game at that point, everything you do is on your mind. If I make a bad pass, it's a mistake, that's cost us. If I don't make this tackle, that's cost us. I think now you're winning and you pick up clean sheets and stuff, it's more relaxed. If I make a mistake, I've got a partner there who's going to recover for me. I think that will help. I think Gutas had a solid game today. That's not Gutas. Chambers had a solid game today. It was best of the season for him, to be fair.
Yeah. Tech, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Hit the nail on the head. Probably, I'm not sure what comment that was about. But the chains were off on certain players. Lovely to watch. Bluebirds. Bossman's still in the chat. From what I'm hearing, he's on a 3-game rolling thing. If results drop over a 3-game period, we will move to a permanent manager. Interesting.
That's a tough one, though, because, again, we've seen the fixtures we got coming up. Blackburn, Norwich, Luton. They're 3 good sides. I'd hate to this is the problem. You can't have a manager like that have that dangled over his head. If that's the case, he knows he's under pressure every single game, and he can't be a nice. That's got to be difficult to work under. That is. So I wouldn't like that. I hope that's not true. That's tough. That is. I don't like that.
Yeah. Another one from Simon. It's okay them giving him to January with Bilic in mind, but what happens if Ritza takes us unbeaten into January? Do you then still change him? I don't think you could you really? I don't know.
No. Well, again, it's...
But then nothing would surprise me with Cardiff. He probably could do that, and they would still would bring Bilic in.
It's one of those, isn't it? I mean, Ritza, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, as long as you keep doing it, you give yourself a chance, and that's all you can do. If you give yourself a chance, us as fans will back whoever's in charge. If that's Ritza, if that's Bilic, if that's the postman, we'll back anyone. You represent our club, we'll back you. I just think I don't like the fact that it's a 3-game rolling thing in a minute. I think that's such a everything he's doing now on that touchline will be right. If I make this sub now, will this cost us? This is going to cost. I think I would like to see that. But again, if we do back it, give it the job, you've got to bring in a full backroom staff. He can't just work with 2 or 3 guys right now. He needs more people with him. I think until we address that, that's the key issue for me. For the manager, let's just sort out this backroom staff situation, because you got Darren Percy, the 23, is also doing some defensive work. That's going to be hard, doing 2 different jobs there. Again, just sort out this. We need to sort things out now. It's not professional having someone do 2 different jobs. A goalkeeping coach has a job. Let's just sort the backroom staff out, and then the manager again. I think Riz is doing okay. I've not been a big fan of him, but he's doing what we've asked him to do, and that's all you can ask for as a fan. Yeah,
100%. Comment from Paul there. All the players look together in what they're doing. There's a spine in the team now, and it looks good. The chains are off, and no coincidence that Robertson and Colwill get a run of starts in their best position, and we have seen drastic improvements to the side. Build the side around them too. 5, I'm guessing that should be 5-star performance from the team and manager today. Ritza changed the team slightly, which surprised everyone. And to be fair to the manager, he nailed it today. He deserves more time in the role. Leave Ritza in the position, 7 points from the last 3 games. Tech is back commenting. The first time I've seen City not being afraid of going forward and enjoying playing with the ball. Entertainment. Fans haven't seen that for a while. And yeah, I think it was that, just to touch up on that comment, I think you hit the nail on the head there, Tech, because I think we said earlier, didn't we, especially with Tanner going forward, he's not looking to stop and play that ball back now. He's actually having a go and trying to get past and beat defenders and try and get a ball in the box.
I think also as well, there's an element of confidence to it now, because if they do lose the ball, they know there's lads behind them who've got the ability to get the ball back. So, whereas before, they'd lose the ball and you could see all heads drop in. It would be like, oh, I've lost the ball again. And then they're just running back, then out of position. And I think now there's more of a confidence that someone's going to win the ball back from. They aren't going to drop as deep. They can just hug the touchline like Tana, get the ball back and attack again. And it's good to see players, if they fail, taking their man on, the heads don't drop. They try again and again and again. I mean, I remember Josh Murphy. You could tell what kind of game he'd have after the first attack. If he beat his man on the first try, he'd have a quality game for us, Josh Murphy would. If his defender took the ball off him, that was him gone. To see someone like Colwill, even Tana, El Ghazi lose the ball, the heads don't drop, they have another go. It's good to see that, just that confidence. Look, I can do this. I might have lost it, but I'm going to get the ball back. It's good to see that as well. It's just the chains are off. There's a bit more freedom about the place. They seem a bit more relaxed. The players are making runs. And again, it's just nice to see them play good football again. I mean, I haven't seen us play that well since Dave Jones, if I'm honest, I would say. I thought today was a reminiscence of the Dave Jones days where we would just attack. I trusted the players behind me to do the job. And it was just great to see.
Can't wait for Tuesday now.
I can't. Buzzing for it.
Yeah, should be a good one. Steve in the chat as well. Shout out to David Turnbull today. He played really well. Yeah, I'm not sure if you caught the beginning of the show, Steve, but we did go on. We went through the ratings and things. So if we didn't see that bit after we've gone, the live have finished, you can have a little look back on that. But yeah, we thought he'd played really well today, considering he hasn't been in the team much. We was really impressed with his performance, to be fair. So we're going to look to wrap up in the next couple of minutes, guys. Massive thank you to everybody who've tuned in tonight. There's still over 110 people watching. So massive thanks. Massive thanks to all the comments. If you can go on and leave comments after the show as well, that does really help us out. But if anybody has got any more comments or anything they want to say will be read out before we do finish, get them in the chat now. And we'll do our best to read them out then before we say goodnight. There's another comment here from ACEpodcastnation. El Ghazi will only get better as he finds match fitness. Yeah, that's something we discussed earlier, Si. But for me, how much, he's been in and out of the side now, and, he should be obviously doing work on fitness outside of match fitness. I know match fitness is really important, but for me, he still looks a bit rusty. He does show glimpses of magic that he has, but I'd expect him to be a bit more up to speed than what he is at the moment. I think that's what we pretty much agreed on earlier, Reece, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's a great call with the next one, if you've seen it. Lou Cribby.
El Ghazi totally going forward, but needs to not worry so much when in the box. Yeah, he looks a bit flustered or panicky, doesn't he, when he's in the box?
He overthinks things, I think. Great comment. I totally agree with that. He overthinks things. He gets the ball, and I think that is the rustiness of him not playing for 9 months, I think. He gets the first third, and all of a sudden he's overthinking what to do with it. He doesn't want to let us down, but he doesn't want to give the ball away. I think that will come when, at the time, he'll just be naturally able to again, get the ball in the box, That'll come to him, but that's a great comment. Yeah, I agree. He just overthinks things.
Yeah. Turnbull's better with game in front of him. 100% agree. Steve, bring your mates to Tuesday night's game. The team deserves better support. Share the podcast with your mates as well, guys. Tell them all about it. Cardiff City World YouTube. Let's get the numbers up even more. Get them to subscribe. Hit the like button. Share it amongst your friends, your family. Get us out there. Reece loves being recognised. Reece loves being recognised outside the stadium. Don't know what.
To be fair, mate, few people said today they watched the pod and stuff. Seen Neil Wickson. Great to see him. He said he's watched us a few times. Seen James as well from the group. Got to see him. But there was a poll in there from Los Angeles, I think. If you share in enough, we might be able to do a live episode from LA.
Great LA is as well. We went on a rugby tour to LA. Brilliant.
Looks lovely.
What's happening to my computer yet again? Fantastic podcast, lads, as usual. Thanks, Jace. It's great to see a night of positive comments. Agree, Rich. You can't beat a 5-0 win. Robert Hughes, thanks for commenting, buddy. Great feeling after today's game. Sunshine and goals. Happy days. Bluebirds. I think that's going to change overnight, though. I think there's a storm coming in, innit?
Oh, well. Tell you what, mind. I bet Greg's having a good night tonight. Ginsters won't be, will he?
No. Watch another video after this one helps loads. Watch the video we did on running Ruben. I think I should be a couple of days ago. Simon's got sausage fingers when he's typing, I think.
He's just he's mind blown how amazing our pod has been tonight, I think.
Yeah.
He's not noticing how he's typing.
There should be a couple of vlogs out. I'm not sure if the twins have done a vlog this week, Si, have they? But I know I sent some videos over to Si today, so keep an eye out over the next day or two, guys, for the Cardiff versus Plymouth vlog. That'll be out as well, so if you can like and share that one as well, that'll be great. I mentioned about the storm coming overnight because I've got to do a pitch inspection at 8:30 in the morning for my boys' football, so I'm hoping it kind of blows over, but I'm not very optimistic, to be honest. Llewellyn Crib, you know when Cardiff are doing well when you hear Angels shouting, "Come on, City." And the only storm for Portsmouth, coming in. Agreed. I think that's a really good point to end the show on. Longest podcast we've ever done, 1 hour and 41 minutes. How quick has that gone? I'll probably have a row now when I go down. But there we go. It is what it is. But thank you so much to my co-host, Rich David Evans.
Thank you.
It's been different tonight, I'll say. The first official podcast from the 1927 club. I know obviously we'd done a podcast last week, but that was pretty much just to name the show and reveal the new name. But first official one tonight. It'd be all right if they all go like this, wouldn't it?
Oh, that's
But looking forward to Tuesday then. What do you reckon, buddy?
Yeah, I'll be there Tuesday as well. It's one of those now where confidence is going now. So I'm saying 3-0. I am. Confidence is blowing. I want 3-0. I do think it's a big game for us in terms of we need 3 points. I think that'll be massive. But if anyone's there sees us Tuesday, come and say hello. My ego needs it. I love being recognised. So
what time are you going to be in Costco, Matt?
Should be there for about 6-ish. As soon as we go past Pencoin, I always send a message to say where we are anyway. So get the timing right from there.
I was just letting your fans know, but so they can come over and buy you an hot dog or an ice cream sundae.
Oh, slice of pizza.
Happy days. But thank you all. Much appreciated. Like I said earlier, if you can spread the love, share it, subscribe to the Cardiff City World YouTube channel. Leave a comment video as well. Yeah, leave a comment. Watch another video. It all helps with the numbers and things. So, massive thank you to all. Only thing left to say from me is no star. And, have a good one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we'll see you next week.
Up a Bluebirds.
Happy days. Happy